I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting PEP Talks podcast.
One of the best ways to improve ourselves as a parent is to be able to assess our discipline tools. And one of the ways we can do this is to rehash different discipline situations that happen during the day at night when we're not stressed and when we're just relaxing and can mull over things. And what I find helpful is to just do the best that I can during the day with each situation as it comes, trust my intuition, and then in the evening kind of go over each situation that I can remember, especially when they stood out because of being negative or something, and kind of assess, like, how did that go? What did I do well? What could I have done better? What could I do next time? Because many of the situations with our kids keep occurring over and over again. And I know for me that using this as a tool helps me both improve myself as a parent as well as be able to make plans for what to do in the future with different discipline situations. So one example of this, I was getting ready to take Michelle to bed one night, and we were heading up the stairs, and as we were passing by my room, the phone rang, and I, being a good little new businesswoman, ran in to get the phone and answered it. Positive Parenting, this is Deborah, and proceeded to talk to some parent about parenting. Well, my daughter, Michelle, was going ballistic in the background, and I was attempting to use one of our tools for redirecting undue attention, and I beckoned her over and didn't look at her, didn't talk to her, rubbed her back, held her in my lap, but she was furious, and she just wasn't having anything to do with it. So I'm trying to talk to somebody on the phone while she's yelling in the background. It was quite embarrassing. Luckily, the parent was pretty patient with me and good-humored about it. So, the phone call ended fine. And right when I hung up the phone, in the moment, I just wanted to scream. I wanted to hit her. I was so upset with how she had behaved while I was on the phone, but I just took a deep breath, calmed myself down, went to her room, read her the book, put her to bed. And so I was sitting there thinking about it after I finally got her down and everything was okay again. And I was like, what happened there? Like, why didn't that work? Usually that tool works so good. And I realized that in that moment, she wasn't actually in the goal of undue attention, which is the tool that I had used. When I was taking her up the stairs to read her a book before bed, and then I answered the phone, I actually essentially broke an agreement with her or lied to her. I mean, it was like she was being tricked. So even though I didn't do that intentionally, and even though maybe it wasn't wrong for me to get the phone, that's how she interpreted it. So after I was able to have time and assess the situation, I determined that she was having legitimate outrage for the fact that I basically broke an agreement or wasn't being truthful with her when I said, let's go up and read a story before bedtime. And so that meant that she wasn't in the goal of undue attention, which meant that the tool that I was attempting to use wouldn't work. And that makes a lot of sense. And so that helped me to understand the situation and know in the future that there are times where if it doesn't work, I should look and see, is this actually undue attention, or is it a situation where, she has a reason to be upset? So if you can make it a practice each night to just take a few moments and think back over some of the situations during the day and say, what happened there? What was going well? What didn't go well? What could I have done better? What are one or two or three different options that I could do differently next time? And that should help make it more of a practice of assessing and reassessing situations and improving yourself as a parent. Have a great day. Happy parenting.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Positive Parenting PEP Talks podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Debbie Godfrey, owner and founder of PositiveParenting.com. I hope you'll go and check out my website and follow me on Instagram and let me know about what you thought about today's episode. Did you learn something new? Were you able to do something different with your children? Did you have a success story? Those are my favorite to share. Let me know. Contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And also, what future topics would you be interested in hearing about on the Positive Parenting PEP Talks podcast? Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Take care and happy parenting.